Hello, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, Temecula Valley. Good morning, California. Happy Friday to my wonderful co-host, Briana Darby.
Happy Friday! Hey, y'all!
You guys are so lucky. You have no idea. Briana Darby is here in studio. I called you a Marine last week.
You did.
I apologize to this soldier right here. So we're going to talk a little bit later about the life of Bree.
Let's do it.
We're going to talk a little bit about NAREB and whatnot. But before we do that, we're going to get to our top stories.
Yeah.
All right. Happy Friday, everybody. Right now, the vaccines are headed our way. They are already they're already in the area, but the demand is so high that it's flooding the system.
Yes.
And so we're ended up in a situation where there's a lot of people that want the vaccine, they want access to it, but they're unable to get it. And so a lot of people are worried. We're going to talk about the poop explosion that happened in Winchester. We're not going to spend a lot of time here because it was kind of a crappy situation, but apparently
Literally.
what happened was a septic truck blew up, it engulfed in flames, and it sent poop smoke up into the air all over French Valley, covering the area in poop ashes.
The city took a boo-boo, y'all.
The city took a boo-boo, unfortunately. So we're going to dust up. We will rebuild, and everything is going to be okay. And then we're going to have Steven Dolias with BW Baseball Workshop. He's going to be talking about the youth program that he has in studio with Amy Serpa. And then we're going to talk about the I Love Hemet Project. Christian Tikis has his friend in studio. He's going to talk to them about what they have going on in Hemet. Excuse me, I'm going to spit all these marbles out of my mouth. And then next Monday, Kate is going to be joining us as our guest host. And then we're going to jump into the question of the day.
Uh-oh.
So we'll tell you guys what the question of the day is a little bit later. But before we do, we're going to go to Korra Kalivas right here in studio with the Weekened Weather. Korra, how is the weekend looking this weekend in Temecula?
Thanks, guys. Hi, I'm Korra Kalivas, and I'm bringing to you today the weekend weather. Today in Temecula, we have a high of 50 degrees and a low of 38. You're going to need a jacket. It's kind of chilly out. And then on Sunday, we have a high of 56, a little bit of sun, and a low of 41. And then in Murrieta, we have a high of 51 and a low of 36 on Saturday. And then on Sunday, we have a high of 56 and a low of 46. I'm so sorry. Okay, and then on Winchester, on Saturday, sorry about that, we have a high of 50 and a low of 36. And then on Sunday, it is going to be 55, I'm sorry, and a low.
You have nothing to apologize for, family. You're doing great.
Yes, it is. I'm sorry. Okay, and then in Hemet, it's going to be raining. A high of 49 on Saturday, and then a low of 37. And then on Sunday, it's going to be 54 of high, and then a 39 of low. And then San Jacinto, we have a high of 49, and it's raining over there as well, and then a low of 37 on Saturday. And then on Sunday, we have a high of 54, and the sun is coming out on Sundays, and then a low of 39 in San Jacinto. And then in Wildomar, it's raining as well. Another rainy place. Get your jackets out. Normal Temecula and California weather, but it's a little different. Saturday is going to be 50 degrees of a high, and then 36 of a low. And then Sunday is going to be 55 as a high, and then 39 as a low. And then Menifee, it is raining over there as well. A high of 50 on Saturday, and then 36 as a low. And then Sunday, it is 56 and 39 low. This is very repetitive. It's the same weather all around. Okay. On Saturday in Lake Elsinore, it is 51 and rainy. As well, get your rain jackets out. Might as well just get them out everywhere. Weather's the same. And then a low of 36. And then Sunday, it's 56, sunny, a little warm. And then a low of 46.
All right.
And that is all the weather. Back to you guys. Thank you.
Fantastic
Great
job,
job.
Korra. You did it.
Yay! Yay for Korra!
All right. So fantastic job. That was Korra Kalivas with the Weekened Weather. And so thank you so much for that, Korra. Pretty much the same. Get your rain jackets out. Get
Everywhere.
your coffee ready. Like we ever need
Cheers!
an excuse for
We
coffee.
got our coffee, y'all.
Mm.
Third glass. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, no, the audio was oh, that was my bad. We came back from the last segment. The audio was muted. That's my bad. Okay. All right. So you know what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ask you one more time. Are we going to come? Are we going to get back? Are we ever going to get back to normal? We had the COVID
Normal.
vaccine. We'll go the fast forward. Are we ever going to get back to normal? We had the COVID vaccine. We have a new vice president. We have a new president. And so what I asked you was the question of the day, and we've got some people watching online. And this is the question of the day for you guys too. Are we ever going to get back to normal?
Normal.
Take two.
Right, take two. So I don't think so. I mean, if we do, I don't think it'll be for a while. But like I mentioned before, we've been through a pandemic before. We may not have been through a pandemic before, but America, the world, has been through a pandemic before.
Sure.
And eventually things got back to normal. So hopefully they can figure out, how to stop the spread and we can get back to normal, because this is really not good for our kids to not be around other kids. They need that interaction. They need to see their teachers. I know it's hard for teachers. They're having a hard time at home trying to teach the kids and keep everybody on track. Can you imagine being a kindergartner having to sit down and look at a screen all day?
I've got them.
I've got them too.
Yeah,
and it's tough.
It's difficult right now because the thing is, our kids, they're struggling. And I saw some people talking about youth sports being canceled and how big of a psychological an effect that's had on their kids, and that their bubbly, junior is now a depressed senior.
Right.
And so we're looking at a lot of this stuff and we're saying, well, how much longer can we really go like this? How much longer can we really wait? There was this. President Trump said something which I thought was important a long time ago. He said, we can't make the cure be worse than the disease. And we look at it, and there are a lot of people dead. The local hospital is at 126% capacity. So I'm certainly not looking to look past anything. I'm not looking to make anything trivial whatsoever. But the truth is there are a lot of struggling families right now.
Yes.
There are a lot of struggling people, and there are a lot of struggling businesses. 60% of small businesses are not going to be reopening their doors. Not everyone has had the benefit of being declared essential.
Right.
We're still able to feed our families, but we've never been in a situation before where the government has mandated poverty.
Exactly. And I'm on the other side. So other than real estate, I also do business and commercial loans as well. So I'm looking at my business owners coming in. Some of them couldn't even qualify to get the EIDL or the PPP loan, which is awful because if as a business owner, that's something that should be readily available for you, especially when, this isn't our fault. So we're having to do other loan programs. Even though they are able to get some other loans, they're still going to have to pay those back.
Correct.
So essentially, their business is declining, and now they're getting in more debt because they can't open their doors.
It's not really even a bailout when you look at it. So what has happened is we've mandated that people close their business. I mean, in the beginning, this was supposed to be 2 to 3 weeks to slow the spread.
Exactly.
And then it eventually got to a point to where, in LA, people were mandating their businesses be closed. They were shutting off their water, shutting off their power. And so there isn't really a whole lot of freedom to make this decision for individuals anymore. Exactly. It's now become, if you don't comply, we're going to shut down your business.
Right.
And so Tobias, Justin, who was watching at home, says back to normal. I think it will take a year or two, if not longer. That's a scary thought to think that it could take that long.
That is scary.
Because like 60% of small businesses are expected to not reopen their doors after the pandemic, regardless of how quickly we return to normal.
Yes.
And so, are people going to be losing their homes? Are people going to be losing their businesses, even if we got back tomorrow?
Right. And it's kind of like, in some ways, this made some certain things take a trade-off. For example, some businesses started thriving, real estate, for example, and some businesses started, declining. So it's a crazy trade-off.
Sure.
With the whole pandemic
and
in general.
What we've seen kind of this K-shaped recovery where people are talking about stocks doing well. They're talking about how well real estate is doing in their area, and yet most people who were making less than $20 an hour, they can't afford to buy real estate. They're not getting back to work. The service-related career field that they were in is now gone. The businesses are closed. And so Zachary Bach says, I think we're going to have to redefine normal.
I agree. I agree with that.
My mom, who watches every show,
oh, my mom,
says March 4th, we will be back to normal. What's March 4th? Is this like a new thing that I don't know about?
I don't know. I must miss it too.
Okay, and then Tobias Justin said, my son is a kindergarten. There we go. A bunch of us. He is struggling, sitting in front of the screen right now, getting the real student-teacher interaction.
Yes, my baby too, and my baby's so talkative. Like he needs a lot of attention, and he's gifted.
Yeah.
So the gifted kids are really having a hard time as well because they bounce off the walls. Like you have to keep them interested, and sitting in front of a screen with a gifted kid is hard. I'm continuously having to say, we call him Muffin. So I'm continuously having to say, Muffin, go sit down, go in class, don't do this. He's taking his headphones off, talking to me. And then I had a parent-teacher conference, and his teacher is asking me, she's like, your son is gifted. I don't know how you do it. And I'm like, me neither. I don't know.
Well, so my son is, he's doing the best that he can, but they're tempted, right, to turn off that camera, get out kids' YouTube. Yes. Maybe upload their assignment, but upload it empty.
Yeah,
and so,
he's done that a few times.
They realize they can sort of get away with this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's becoming difficult. I have a great deal of sympathy for the teachers.
Yes.
I can't imagine. I'm teaching real estate courses online right now, and to adults.
Yeah.
And to high school students. I can't imagine teaching a bunch of kindergartners through Zoom.
Oh my gosh, I know. I couldn't.
So I'm hoping that at some point or another we will. So we've got to go Lions. Here we go. Go Lions. We've got So we're hoping that at some point or other we do return, if not to normal, to business, so that people could start feeding their families.
Exactly.
That's something that definitely needs to happen. That's why what we're doing here on our community news, we're out there really promoting those small businesses, helping people put food on their plate. That's really what's important. So now I want to ask you a couple questions about you.
Uh-oh.
I've got Briana Darby right here in the hot seat. I don't always, you have so much going on.
I do.
And one of those things is The Life of Bri. It says coming soon. It looks like it's going to be streamed to all these different services.
Yes.
What is The Life of Bri, my friend?
I'm glad you asked. Wouldn't you like to know? Okay.
I would like to know.
So basically, it's about my life. So I get so many people who reach out to me. They gravitate towards me. They're trying to figure out how I do so much, how I do what I do. And I think right now, a lot of people see kind of the finished product. So they see the Bri after everything. They see the Bri after the bad relationships. When I actually needed help when I was homeless, they see that Bri, but they don't know what I went through, and they don't see everything at home. Like I'm single mom, taking care of my kids, things like that. So it's pretty much to kind of make it more realistic for people to see, because I think I'm a great example of it gets better. Because we hear people say that all the time. Like if you're in a situation, you hear people say it gets better, but you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel when you're actually going through something. So this show is pretty much going to give everybody a background, like what's going on in the background, how I'm actually dealing with stuff. We're going to go back to some programs that helped me out when I was struggling. At the time when I didn't have a place to live, there was a veteran organization. It's called VCS. Shout out to them. They helped me get a place. They helped me pay my rent for like 3 months, so I didn't have to worry about that.
Wow.
They totally helped me rebuild myself because I was just I was in my black hole. So yeah,
that's awesome. You said the light at the end of the tunnel, and you are a light. You are a light. I think that there's a reason why so many people are attracted to you. So many people want to know what you've got going on in your life. You're like a lighthouse. So people are going to naturally be attracted to you. And the truth is, so Dr. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor, said, "What is to give light is to endure burning." And so I think that we look at our pain. You're a soldier. You're a veteran. You're a single mom. And we look at our pain, and sometimes we think that that's what removes us from the world.
Right.
But the truth is that's really what bonds us to it. I'm a part of this 6 a.m. Miracle Morning thing on Clubhouse. And today, for a long time, all the moms took over the call. They were talking about how to do what they're doing, how to breastfeed and show houses.
Go girls!
And
yes.
I was the whole like thinking about what you do. You're such an inspiration.
Thank
and so
you.
the thing is doing it alone, doing it for your kids, doing it for yourself. I'm just so glad that you're out there doing it and give people a shining example to really model themselves after.
Thank
so
you.
You are now a member of the NAREB Board of San Diego Realtors, the council there. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
What is your official title there at NAREB?
Director.
Director. There it is. Well, director. So, director, would you like to tell us what NAREB is all about?
Sure, I would love to. So, back in the day, way back in the day before we were born, there was a time where Black realtors could not join the Board of Realtors. They were not recognized. We were kind of left out. So NAREB was formed to really bridge that gap. It gave Black realtors a place to really feel at home. It's big for advocating for home ownership for minorities. And that's huge for me because where I come from, buying a house is not something that we see. Our parents do, our grandparents, we don't see a lot of that. So I wanted to really make a difference in my life, and I wanted to be able to help other people make a difference in their life. And you'll never, I think a lot of people don't realize how many people, when I'm helping them buy their homes, they're just lit up because they're like, I never thought this is something that I would ever be able to do, and I love it. So that's why also with my business, with my real estate business, I love first-time home buyers.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I love walking them through that process, educating them because I'm big on education. So the position in NAREB is huge on education. So my big part was the education piece, teaching people how to do it, teaching people how to start building generational wealth. I have a client right now who's about to make her first $120,000 in her pocket after all fees, and she never thought that she could do this. So seeing people get those big checks, just buying a house and doing what you were going to do anyway. Like you were going to pay a rent. You were going to pay a mortgage or something.
That's right.
You didn't have to do anything.
I was talking about first-time home buyers recently online, and somebody said to me, they said, why would you suggest to a first-time home buyer to buy a house when everything's so crazy right now? And so, well, why would I suggest to somebody who's never bought a house before to continue to pay someone else's mortgage?
Exactly.
And so the best way to create wealth in any community is to create education.
Yes.
And so I love that you're out there educating.
Yes.
And so, of course, there's been opportunity, wealth was denied to an entire group of people. That's one of the reasons why NAREB exists.
Yes.
So how can people reach out to you if they want to get involved in NAREB?
Oh, awesome. Okay, so we're on Facebook streaming right now, so you can reach out to me on Facebook. You can email me, Bree@QualitySoCalHomes.com, or you can give me a ring or a text, 949-529-1336. And I would love to help new people get in, new members. Let's build it up, guys. Let's go.
It's all about creating generational wealth.
Absolutely.
Black wealth is 10% of what white wealth is. 170,000 versus 17,000.
Right.
And a majority of that was created through real estate. A majority of that wealth.
Exactly.
And so I'm a big fan of what you're doing.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate what you're doing. So thank you for joining me and making the time to join us on the show today.
Of course. Thank you.
So at this point, what we're going to do is we are going to we're not going to go back to the weather because we already did the weather, and Korra did such a wonderful job already. But what we're going to do is we're going to jump to our next segment of the show. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that they are logged in on the back end, which they are. We have a new guest with us today. His name is Steven Dolias, excuse me. And he is going to tell you a little bit about his youth program that he has designed for the youth right here in the Temecula Valley.
Awesome.
Amy Serpa is interviewing him in studio. I'm going to send it to you right now. Amy Serpa. You know what? I don't think I'm picking up on your volume, Amy. Oh, let's see. You know what? Give me just one moment here. It looks like, okay, here. One moment. Guest has muted
Mic check.
themselves. There we go. We've got audio. Amy Serpa, take it away.
Check. All right. Thank you so much, David and Briana. I'm here with Steve Dolias, and he's doing something absolutely incredible for our youth community. He has quite the background. I'll let you fill him in on that. But I'm very excited to have him here today. He is helping to train our youth and get their bodies moving in a fitness program, anywhere from individual size up to group size, clinics and camps. So Steve, why don't you take it away and fill our friends in the Temecula Valley in on what you have going on with your business.
All right, it's good to be here. I appreciate it. You know, what I do is I'm looking for opportunities for kids right now during this time, especially where for baseball, I'm speaking for baseball and other sports, obviously, that, you know, it's almost like it's been taken away from them. So parents and families are looking for opportunities for their children to get out there, to stay in shape, to, you know, keep playing the game that they love. And so I'm just trying to create a platform for that, for the kids, where they can get good instruction. I keep my groups to limited sizes, so they get a lot of specific individualized instruction as they, you know, come see me, and we go through drills, and, you know, we just get out there and we do what we do because we love the game. And so I just want to create, you know, something for kids right now that, you know, if they play on a team, that's great. And I want to provide a supplement to that, where they can come out and get good repetitions, meet new kids, and have other opportunities to get out there and just have fun. And, you know, it's a blast. And, you know, we just started up, so, you know, I'm excited about it.
Thank you so much, Steve. Steve is a local teacher in our area, and he also works with children with special needs and autistic children as well. So during our pre-interview the other day, I was talking about my son who's autistic and how important it would be for him to come on out and start moving his body again, and how important that would be to connect with other children his age. So I absolutely love what you're doing. And the other side of this is that you're very knowledgeable about scholarships. You're helping to bridge the gap there and educate not only our students, but our parents about scholarships that are available, and then how they can actually go about pursuing that scholarship. And then the other aspect of that is that because of COVID, we've had our seniors and our juniors now missing out on competitive sports and missing out on scholarships that might have been available to them to be able to pursue college. So can you fill them in on how you can help them out with scholarships and how you kind of play a role in that?
Well, I think, you know, again, looking at, you know, the players from last year that lost their season, now this year it looks like it's almost probably going to happen again. So, you know, kids are missing out on 2 years towards that varsity level of pursuing that, you know, as far as an athletic standpoint. But at the college level, you know, you get players that are able to be retained to keep their athletic, you know, scholarship to you know, continue to play. So the kids that are coming in are really kind of, now there's a log jam that's happening at the college level for sure. So I think it's just a real disservice to just keep these kids at home and not playing. A lot of these teams that are you know, still kind of playing, they can practice locally, but they have to go to Arizona, Nevada to play games every weekend, and it's like a mass exodus. Every weekend, I know kids that are just, yeah, we're going to Arizona this weekend. You know, so it's just, you know, it's putting everybody in a situation where financially, now it's a drain on the family to, I mean, rent a hotel room in Arizona. It's like, we're talking, you know, thousands of dollars just to keep playing. Mm-hmm. And a lot of them are playing, teams from California are playing teams from California in Arizona. So again, you know, my background is I played all the way up through professional, what's independent baseball. and I worked with the Lake Elsinore Storm here locally with the Padres as well. So I have a lot of experience, and I've been really blessed. But I'd say my biggest lesson that I've learned is, if you have a heart and a passion for something and you love something, there's nothing that can stop you. And that's the message when my kids come out and they train with me. It's not about talent all the time. That's a part of it, but it's about what they truly love, and what they're willing to do to go get that dream that they might have. And as far as with the autistic students, I teach at Temecula Middle School, and right now online it's been very challenging, but I agree it's going to be very important. I think that if we can provide something for kids with special needs to come and even just go to the park or meet out in public and just do something active and that's fun for them, it just it makes their day. And I love working with these kids. They have great hearts, and it's just been such a unique opportunity for me. I never set out to be a special needs teacher. It just seems like it kind of found me. So that's where I'm at.
It's absolutely beautiful what you're doing, and thank you so much for throwing yourself in there where there's a huge need right now. And so thank you for everything that you're doing. Back to you, David and Briana. Or actually, before we go back to you, sorry guys. How can we get a hold of you?
You already lost it. Wait, no, I'll send it back to you. Hold up, 1 second. Okay.
How can we get a hold of you, Steve?
I'm on Instagram, and it's Baseball Workshop, the number 1. They can reach me and through there. And also, I want to give a shout out to Miss Jenny over at Crunch Fitness. She's been a huge sponsor and just an advocate for me to kind of get myself up and running. So I just want to say thank you to her. And Crunch is doing an amazing job for the community to stay open and keep people fit and healthy. So I really appreciate her supporting me. So I just want to say thank you to her.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Steve. And thank you, David and Briana. Back to you guys.
Hello.
We're back, y'all.
We are back. Did you miss us?
Did you?
Okay, that was great stuff. I appreciate what Steve had to say there. He is absolutely right. We do need to get our kids out moving. We were talking about that earlier. That's one of the big issues that people are having right now with all this homeschool is they need to get their kids exercising.
Yes.
They need to get their little chunky little butts outside and say, hey, turn off the Fortnite.
Absolutely. The electronics are brain killers.
I just sound like such an old man. I'm like, turn off the Fortnite. So you gotta get off of Fortnite and go outside.
I'll kick my kids outside and they'll go outside on their electronics. I'm like, no, that is not what this is about.
Like, damn it, go outside without your Nintendo.
Exactly.
It's so funny because then we sit around the dinner table at the end of the day and the kids are like, they're telling me all about their day in Fortnite. I'm like, okay, I'm just failing as a parent.
Mine too. They're like, we built 3 mansions. So I'm like, how?
I'm trying to justify it with the fact that there's millions of kids, or there's so many kids making millions of dollars by wasting their life on screens, and I'm like, all right, maybe we'll be okay.
Right? Maybe we'll be the one.
Okay, so Sarah Tikas said that she said, I'm so thankful that my babies are in real school, thriving because they have real school interactions with teachers and friends at DP City Christian School. I don't know what DP City Christian School is. Do you?
I don't. Tell us where it is so we can send ours too.
Let us know. So I did see a big thread that was popping off online. People were talking about sending their kids to Christian school. They said that Linfield hasn't broken. I guess Utah never closed down schools at all.
Wow.
And so it's just one of those, could not start the interview session. Please contact support. You know what, Christian? I'm having trouble having you dial in. I see that you're trying to dial in. Maybe Amy could dial in for you. It's rejecting your call. So I don't know. Where are your kids going to school? Go ahead and post that in the comments below.
Yes.
No, I'm kidding. You don't need to post that in the comments below. That's a weird trap. All right. So don't listen to me.
The van's coming up.
Why would you post where your kids are going to school, you weirdos? All right. So at this point, we're waiting for. That wasn't directed at you, Sarah. It's totally acceptable. Oh my gosh, maybe I should
He's
put
so
my foot in my mouth.
unpredictable. Don't mind him.
We're talking about it, like being autistic. There's no capability for me to filter myself. So we're trying really quick here to get Christian in the phone. Hey Christian, I might just have to pull you up here, buddy, and have you do the interview in studio. So give us a moment here. We're going to go ahead and try to get this figured out and pull on the I Love Hemet Kingdom project with Christian Tikis, and we're going to see maybe we'll just have them swap out with me and Briana because we're having a little bit of tech issues here. Hey, Christian, give me a moment, would you? Hey, Christian Tikis. Hey, Deanna, can you grab Christian and just tell him to bring his guest over here, and we're going to have them swap out with us. So what we've got going on right now is we have the I Love Hemet Kingdom project, and the I Love Hemet Kingdom project is
Yes, there we are. This is my brother with a different mother, but the same father, Reggie Lewis. And we're actually bringing to you today some information about a meeting we're going to be having next Saturday, January 30th, in Hemet. And this is called the I Love Hemet Kingdom Project. And basically, the gist of this project is really to start tackling some of the homeless issues that we're dealing with in Hemet, some of the resources that homelessness people need. We're going to start bringing a lot of these resources and getting a lot of the community, a lot of the council people, mayor, even the churches in Hemet involved with this entire project, hence the Kingdom Project. So we're bringing a bunch of people, and Reggie is kind of another one of the influencers in this project. We basically came together with the same heart for Hemet, talking about the different plights that we're seeing in town. And Reggie, just tell me what part of your heart's what's speaking to you about why to get involved in this project.
Well, as you know, no more than 4.5 years ago, I was part of that community. I was living on the streets, and just seeing the situation at hand and seeing no relief to it, it just calls out to my heart. I know that we've done some things, and I'm a bit tired of putting a Band-Aid on things. So I think that it's just on my heart that we should dig further into the situation and give some people some hope.
Right.
Let them know that they are loved, they are respected, they are needed in the community, and make them feel that somebody cares, and not just coming out and feeding them, but also helping them build a new life.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So some of the things that the Kingdom Project is going to talk about are things like Adopt a Block, which is a program that Dream Center Los Angeles started about 20 years ago now, and has made dramatic changes in about 23 different communities in LA. Lake Elsinore did the exact same thing about 8 years ago, and you start seeing through these type of programs that the city starts changing. The city starts changing from literally the inside out, because the heart is what we start going after. And so Adopt a Block is going to give opportunities to people in their local communities to get involved and start cleaning up streets, graffiti removal, feeding the homeless, giving them resources, and start kind of pointing them to a better a way of thinking, better relationships, because that's really what it is about. Reggie and I, our relationship has grown dramatically only because we have the love of God that just pours out of us, and we just love to give that back and just remind people that they have that and they can be used in that same fashion. So the project is going to hopefully get the city council, the mayor involved, multi-churches, and of course concerned citizens, because when you drive down Hemet, you see a lot of that homelessness, right? And so Reggie has a tremendous background with helping out. Some of the things that you're doing, Reggie, right now?
Well, since I've been on this road, I've dedicated my life to God, serving His people, serving the kingdom, and just just being out there. And one thing that I've learned being part of the homeless community is like people see the homeless, but you don't see people helping the homeless, like being out there. And that's one thing that we want to solidify, is that, you know, we're out here in unison, and that they're noticed, and that not that they're noticed as a nuisance, but they're noticed as people,
Right.
people that we should love and care for and lift up in God's kingdom. And that's something that has touched my heart. So, and I'm going to tell you, it's crazy because I feel more blessed than the people that we help.
Right.
And it's just part of what we learned to be a part of in God's kingdom. So it's a beautiful thing. And I know that our city needs it, because the problem is not getting better, it's getting worse. And you know, somebody has to do something about it, and who better than those? Instead of driving around and pointing them out, let's drive around, get out and fellowship with them and help them out and lift them up. Because if I didn't have that, I would still be out there, and I wouldn't be living the fabulous life that I'm living right now.
Right, and that's one of the things that even our partners here at OCN, we have that kind of drive to do things in our own hands, in a sense, and really not rely on the government or all these other things, but start being the hands and feet that we were called to be, and actually start making change, whether it's in our own street corner or our own cul-de-sac to our own city and you know, places beyond that. So
Yes,
our goal is that this could be a mirrored project in any city that's experiencing these types of things, whether it is homelessness. A lot of things that people are forgetting is that there's children involved as well.
Mm-hmm.
And children need those resources right now, whether it's just, you know, guys coming in and gals coming in just to share some time with them and give them a break from just being cooped up in a house, to going out in the streets, cleaning up some of the mess, cleaning up some of the graffiti, and again, just loving on people, because that's really the heart behind this whole thing, is just to value everyone for the way they are. And I'm grateful that I could partner with my buddy Reggie. My wife's a big proponent behind this whole thing as well, and she's really kind of one of the passionate the people behind this whole thing as well.
Yeah.
So when it comes to just caring and just showering the love of God and Jesus on people, that's really the where it starts, because it starts creating that love that you can't really even explain. It's more of that love that you actually truly feel from the inside out. So
well, yeah, I'll just kind of touch on what you said.
Yeah.
In a year that's been plagued, this past year, in a year that's been plagued with so much divisiveness, people separating and everybody being polarized. You got one side of the coin, this side of the coin, whether it's political, racial, or whatever it is. You know, it's time this year for some healing. You know, I heard them ask about the new about things going back to normal, and I don't think things should go back to normal, because normal got us here.
Yep.
So you know, I think a new normal would be great, and the new normal being that we all come together, and the fact that we all are one body, we all have one goal, and that's to love each other to uplift each other, and not to put a partition in between us, but to come together, because that's the only way that this country is gonna rebound from the pains and the aches of this past year, with pandemics and social injustices and riots and the political craziness and all that. You know, now it's time for some love and some healing, and not go back to the normal, but let's create a new normal.
That's for sure. And so just a call in regards to the meeting we're having next Saturday, January 30th. It's going to run from 5:30 to 7 p.m., probably even longer. We're going to actually serve dinner, whoever shows. We just need an RSVP for that. And this is going to be a perfect a platform for whether you're a resident of Hemet or someone that really cares about the homeless, to come and just listen to a project that you can hopefully be a partner with, or at least even give some of the insight if you have any personal experiences, like my brother Reggie and whatnot. So we're just excited about what's going to be happening, and we're just really in that mode that we know that it's going to be something so big that's going to be beyond us. And what links us all together is obviously having the right heart and just valuing everyone for who they are and who they were created to be. So,
and we're not going to be serving a box lunch. It's going to be some smoked tri-tip.
Oh yeah,
and you know, some real food. So you know, even if you just come out for the food, because you never know what might touch your heart, you know. And it's going to be a big thing, and this is the beginning of something new. So if you have the heart to help and want to be involved in any kind of way,
Right.
big or small, it's all needed, because we all play a part. We all want to be the hands and the feet of the body.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right.
Where's that?
It's going to be held. Oh, a good important part in Hemet, of course. But the church that's letting us use their location, open to the entire city, is DP City Church off of Girard and Stetson in the city of Hemet. So just look us up. We'll have more information. You can go to the Facebook and website pages as well. So.
And one more. And also, if reach out to your pastors, reach out to your congregation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is not based on one church. This is based on everybody. So we want to invite all church leadership, church congregations, come on down. This is not about separation. This is about us coming together and working on something that's needed.
Exactly. All righty. Well, thank you so much, David, Brianna.
All right.
Awesome.
Right back to you guys.
Good job, Christian. Thank you, Reggie.
Oh, thank you.
I'm so that was great. That was excellent.
Yes,
We
it
were,
was.
We were back there nodding our heads,
Mhm.
getting all sorts of amens. I think that, you know, what can we do together? What can we
Right.
accomplish together?
Mhm.
And that was such a crucial element of everything that we just heard, I think.
Yes, you go far together.
Yeah. So thank you to Reggie for being on the show. Thank you to Christian and both of you for your leadership in the I Love Hemet Kingdom Project. The truth is once we realize these are God's hands,
Mhm.
what are we going to do to shape the kingdom? And so once we realize that the kingdom of heaven is at hand, the duty is on us to shape it.
Absolutely.
And so when we're looking at our community, we're not just a web show. We're not just a news show. We're a group of people that are really working to do good things within our community, because these walls, they don't even need to be here. You're welcome here. That's the way that it should be with every church. It's the way that it should be with every nonprofit. So what can we do together? And when I look at these things that we're doing, and you know, I was very inspired by the Black Panther Party, quite honestly, with the decisions that they made to start solving problems without government help. So what can we do together? The right, the left. Well, you know, if it takes a right wing and the left wing to fly, then let's freaking figure it out, right? And so I'm getting really tired of the division. I think we're turning the page. It was absolutely right. What he said was, it's time for some unity.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, so that was our show for the day. Of course, Briana Darby is here. She was my guest host. Let me know. We're going to need to have Briana back like every week. You're going to end up just taking over the show. I think I'm going to get kicked off here.
If y'all want me here, make sure you put it in the comments. Bring Bree.
Put it on the comments. The hashtag Bring Bree is going to be trending on Twitter here by the end of the day. So you guys got a lot of love from the people watching during that interview. I like your shirt. Lots of amens. And so what can we do together with every church? What can we do together when it's the Christians and the Muslims and the Jewish people and the atheists, everybody working together? And so that's what I think is very exciting about what we've got going on. So we corrected what we talked about last week with Briana being a soldier. Briana told us a little bit about the life of Bree and what to expect.
Make sure you guys tune in when it comes out.
When is it going to come out?
When it comes out.
When it comes out. Fair enough.
We had to push the date back a little bit because filming is a whole job. So it takes a while to film one show. It takes days to film one show.
Yep.
But we're working on it, guys. We're going to push it out. It's worth the wait.
You're going to get a peek into Briana Darby's life. See how she does it as a single mom, as a real estate professional, a business owner, a leader in the community. We talked about the vaccines and how they became available here in Temecula, 3,700 of them, but unfortunately it just totally destroyed the system. We talked about the poop explosion, the poo-poo in French Valley, and how poop rained down from the sky. We will rebuild. Our friend of the show came in, Steven Dolias, and he talked about his baseball workshop, talking about getting the kids moving.
Yes.
This is difficult right now with COVID-19. And then, of course, the I Love Hemet Kingdom Project is going to take place on Saturday, January 30th from 5:30 to 7. And it's not going to be nasty food. It's going to be smoked tri-tip. So if you want to get out there, if you're passionate about ending the homelessness problem, if you want to be heard. I was homeless as a child, spent my junior and senior year homeless. You were homeless.
Yep.
Our friend Reggie was homeless. It is children. It is people. It's everybody. And one of the things that my mom told me growing up, every time that we went by, my dad was homeless when I was young, and when he graduated as well. And what my mom would always say, driving by a homeless person, is that's somebody's child.
Yeah.
That's somebody's child. And
and you never know the story behind it. It can happen to anybody. So some people think they're above being homeless. They think they're above these people standing on the street, but it can happen to anybody.
That's absolutely right.
So always humble yourself when you see people like this. You never know what happened for them to be there.
That's absolutely right. We were doing these food drives out here there for a couple of weeks. Unfortunately, I don't think that got renewed. It did not get renewed. But there were people pulling up that needed the food. Just normal, average, everyday people, whatever normal means.
Yeah.
So Kate's going to join us. My wife is going to join us on Monday. We'll see you then. We talked about the question of the day. Will we return to normal?
Normal.
And then Korra Kalivas gave us the weekend weather. So thank you all out there in Facebook world for joining us or in YouTube.
Thank you for tuning in.
And thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
on our community news, or what will probably become the Briana Darby show whenever you want it to.
I mean, that has a little ring to it.
The Briana Darby show. It's your platform. All right, my friend. Well, thank you for joining us. Thank you all. Everybody have a great weekend, and we will see
Friday.
you on Monday. Happy Friday. Okay, goodbye, Facebook.